Well, we got the Cleveland Browns. So this is going to be a week to look forward to. This game will be on Sunday, which is 10 a.m. Pacific time, which will be 1 p.m. Eastern in Cleveland. The Niners have had a tough time playing in Cleveland. Don't let the Browns record fool you. Their victory against the Raiders, everybody will just say it's the Raiders. Well, maybe they might have found their quarterback. Maybe, or maybe not. But let's not take this team lightly. They got one of the top best defense in football. So you're going to have a huge game plan against one of the best pass rushers by far, Myles Garrett, he might just break the NFL record. Let's be honest. It's going to be a tough task. So what do I expect in this matchup against the Cleveland Browns? When you look at the Cleveland Browns, the defense is going to be a tough one. Jim Schwartz against Kyle Shanahan is just the kryptonite challenge, man. Kyle just has to learn to get over the hump on this guy. I think he's only had one victory against Jim Schwartz throughout his career, and most of the time he's lost to him. So this is something that you need to get your demons off. I mean, this is like one of those guys that you have to get over the hump on. I mean, whatever reason it is, he seems to have his number. But I think this matchup has to be a motivation for Kyle. So I'm hoping so. The last time we won in Cleveland was 1984. And the last time a quarterback won in that game in Cleveland, this game was a lot different then because that certain quarterback had 4 interceptions against the Bengals and won regardless. Can history repeat itself from what we saw with Brock Purdy against the Panthers? I don't know if it is, but it seems possible. Can Brock Purdy have a bounce back game and have one of his best games of the season? We'll find out. The naysayers are saying he doesn't play well in cold weather or any other weather circumstances. I mean, in that playoff game against the Packers, he did played pretty well. Just wasn't all that perfect, but won that game regardless. It's going to be a really tough challenge. So, what do the 49ers need to do to win this game against the Cleveland Browns? Very simple. Okay? Very simple than said and done. What they need to do is try to find different ways to pressure Shedeur Sanders. You look at the Baltimore Ravens, even through those 16 attempt passes that he had, and he had 4 completions. If you were able to pressure this guy, he's going to crumble. He's just like any other quarterback, so you got to get pressure on this kid. Because what the Raiders did, they didn't do too much on this guy, and he was able to complete 55% of his passes. So if we can get pressure on this guy, there's a good chance he ain't going to complete a lot of the passes. So you got to get your adjustment. Watch how the Ravens did it, even though it was through 16 passes. But the Raiders defense didn't give you no blueprint. They didn't really do too much on him. We're going to have to limit those screen passes. We're going to have to limit certain plays, and we should be in good hands. But that Cleveland offense isn't all that great. What we need to do is try to score as much points as possible, because if you can score a lot on the Browns and you can limit their offense to less than 10 points, you should be able to win this game. But it's easier said than done, because it's a disadvantage for us because we're not quite a cold weather team, because we're a sunny type of weather team where it's a normal weather team in California. And usually we are accustomed to Green Bay, but I don't know why we're not accustomed to Cleveland. Probably a different environment, but I feel like for us to win this game against the Browns, this is the main key. So on offense, Brock Purdy just needs to manage the game. I don't want Brock Purdy to try to be the hero in this game. This is a winnable game. All you got to do is manage the game. The running game just has to be on point. If we can get this running game going, I like our chances. We just don't need Brock to try to be the hero. We don't need him to make some mistakes, okay? Because of what happened on Monday Night Football, we can't afford that shit. If we were to throw interceptions in this kind of game, this game can be a loss because the Browns can be resilient, bro. You give this team chances, they're going to fight and get the way back in. So I'm not taking the Browns lightly under these circumstances. So you got to take care of the ball. Christian McCaffrey's going to have a good game also. It all starts with the running game. If we can get a running game going with at least almost 200 yards of running the ball, and the passing game just gets good enough to win the game, we should be fine. But I just think Brock Purdy just needs to manage the game. I don't expect him to do too much. Just do your part. Do some checkdowns. If you see somebody open and you want to take a deep shot, make sure you do it right away. Make sure you throw it right away so you don't make a late decision. I just hope he can manage the game on this one. And on defense, let's just limit the Browns to less than 10 points or so. At least keep their offense in check. Keeping them in check would be important. If we can stop their offense from scoring, then there's a good chance we'll win this game. Because that's just the main key, is to limit their offense. I mean, we got to stop their running game. If we can stop their running game, this would force Shedeur Sanders to throw the ball more than usual. And then number 3, the most important on number 3 is it's going to have to come down to we just have to really run the clock. Time of possession is going to be more important in this game, because time of possession to me is more important. If we have a lead and we're able to run those clocks and kill time, we have a chance to snap that 40-year losing streak in Cleveland. So that's the 3 important keys. So my score prediction for the San Francisco 49ers versus the Cleveland Browns, like I said, it's going to be Niners 17, Cleveland 13. Low score game. It's going to look like a close game for both sides, but I think Niners are going to finish it at the end of the day. So let me know what you guys think. My 2 cents is, man, the one who's going to be an X factor to me is going to have to come down to Brock Purdy. He's going to have a bounce back game. It's not going to be like your spectacular number stats, but he'll do enough to make himself a player to bounce back and play good football. On defense, I expect a lot of our pass rush to play better this game. So if I had to choose a certain pass rusher, I'm going to go with Bryce Huff. He should be able to get the Shedeur Sanders. So yeah, X factor. And then special teams, Matt Gay. Matt Gay is going to make the kick, and he's going to step up when it's necessary. So yeah, those are my 3 guys who are going to step up. Let me know what you guys think.